StreamYard really needs to fix this problem because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Um, yeah, welcome to Thursday night. That's what we're going to do. It's the latest show in the world, and as you can see from the title, we got our second manhunt in a week over and done with, and Virgil is now in custody. They found him about 12 miles south of Juneau County. So he didn't go that far, about 12 miles away from the original location, and he was arrested today. So I am very happy. Hey, that's another person off the streets, a person who has committed really heinous crimes. I'm glad that he will not be able to hurt anyone else now, which is great. Here, let me bring you this update from Local 5 Fox Valley News, and let's see what they have to say.
Authorities in Wisconsin have confirmed the arrest of Virgil Thew, who is accused of killing a woman and 2 children in New Lisbon. According to the Juneau County Sheriff's Office, Thew was taken into custody earlier today in the city of Elroy following a significant law enforcement operation in the area. Thew had been the focus of an extensive manhunt after being identified as the suspect in the killings. And we're now hearing from one of the victims' families. The father and stepmother of Skyla Sorensen, one of the children killed in the triple homicide, are speaking out about how they're remembering their 13-year-old daughter.
I don't know how to live with this. It's hard, very hard.
Jerry and Pamela Sorensen are living every family's nightmare. Just before the new year, their 13-year-old Skyla was a victim in a triple homicide. They say she was a smart, bright girl who wasn't scared of anything and was just like her dad.
I love my daughter very much. I miss her. Nothing could ever replace her. She was everything to me. She was my Mickey Mouse.
Pamela says Skyla learned to cook from her biological mother. It was now passing on the lessons to her.
I loved it. It was fun. We did a lot of things together.
Jerry and
We played this entire video last night, so I'm going to leave it. But good news, Virgil in custody. Virgil in custody. Do you know what that means? And because it's a Friday here, and it's close enough to 5 p.m. that you know what this means? I can finally crack one of these open. I've had these in my fridge for like a week, and I'm like, yay! Hey, we get an arrest in a manhunt. I think I can have a beer. So we're gonna have a beer. It's like 4 o'clock. So these taste pretty good. Hold on. Yeah, they're pretty good. All right. There you go. Celebratory beer for when we catch murderers. Not me, but them. I get to live vicariously through them. So there we go. Finally get to have a beer on stream. There we go. Nice beer. TYO says, I'm listening from my Holden Commodore. Well, don't be cracking no beers then, because the cops might get you. April B says, God be with them. Yes, we will definitely hear more about how this all went down, why he decided to murder 3 people and leave them locked in his bedroom. It's very random. It's 33-year-old woman, a 12 and 13-year-old. One of them is Skylar that you've seen on a lot of the videos. Another one is a relative of hers called Alex, but we don't know too much about her, unfortunately. Good to see you, everyone else. Hey, everyone in the chat. It's good to have you. Who is typing to me? Okay. Hey, Pamela. Good to see you. Nana Lana, April B, TYO. Good to see you. Burnt Popcorn, Leisha, April. Yeah, we said April. Natasha, Wendy R, Mama Mia, Kathy Lynch. You'll see. You test Kathy Lynch. You see what happens with that moderator badge. She'll get you. Sienna, good to see you. Who else do we have here? Carlisa's here. April. Lynn D, the famous Lynn D. Good to see you, my sweetheart. All right. So, I don't know what else we could have asked for, really. It's very simple. They're just like, yeah, we got that guy. He killed a bunch of people. That's it. That's all the information. They really didn't release a whole lot. Let me switch to the article here. Yeah, they just said a Wisconsin triple murder suspect in custody after manhunt. They're saying, what do they know? They say authorities announced on Thursday that a 47-year-old Virgil Thew had been taken into custody after being on the run since before New Year's. The arrest was announced on Facebook by the Juneau County Sheriff's Office, with deputies promising an update later in the day. Well, it's like midnight. How much later in the day do they want to give us an update? Do they mean tomorrow? Is that a different part of today? Yeah, what did they say? So earlier in the day, the Juneau County Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook saying, there is currently an increased law enforcement presence in the city of Elroy. This is in reference to the investigation of Virgil. The public is not in danger at this time. Virgil has been apprehended and is in custody. An updated press release will be released later today. They did end up releasing that, which is here. No, that's not how we do that. They say the New Lisbon Police Department and the Juneau County Sheriff's Office would like to extend our deepest sympathies to the families affected by this tragic incident. It is our sincere hope that this marks the beginning of a healing process as they navigate through their grief. At approximately 11:51 a.m. today, the Juneau County Communications Center received a report of a suspicious individual in the city of Elroy. They say a deputy was dispatched to the area and made contact with the individual, who subsequently identified as Virgil. Oh, yeah, interesting. Surprised he didn't try to say his name was Bob. Yeah, I'm Bob. I'm very suspicious. I walk around random places and people report me. They're saying, we would like to express our gratitude to the family for their patience and cooperation throughout this process. We want to also thank the community for their vigilance and cooperation during this effort. We appreciate the public's assistance in providing tips that contributed to the successful resolution of this matter. They say, we extend our gratitude to the following agencies. I am not going to read out all those agencies. It's like the FBI, the Wisconsin Department of Justice Division of Criminal Investigation, the WCL, which is the Wisconsin Crime Lab. Just name a 3-letter organization in Wisconsin, and it's probably on here. They said, we would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the following individuals and businesses for their support. I don't know who half these people are. They say New Lisbon Quick Trip. They're saying Auction Services LLC, the Chapman family, Boondocks Bar, Rick and Janet Barrett, Moston Interstate, BP, Lynx, John and Sherry Cruss, and Crossfire and Security, and Brian Granger and G Line Fence. They said, your generosity and assistance has been invaluable, and we thank you for your contributions during this search. Well done. That was a hell of a manhunt. I mean, no one quite had any idea where this guy was. They were sort of like, oh yeah, we've checked around. We knocked on a bunch of places and we searched with the dogs. We don't know where he is. If you know where he is, you should probably contact us on that number that we give to people all the time. And it was a member of the public calling in a suspicious individual. That's how it came to an end. Don't forget Dollar General. Is it on there? Did I miss Dollar General? You can't miss that. I don't see Dollar General on here, but sure, we can thank Dollar General. For what reason? I'm not sure. We can just thank them because they're very thankful. Hey, Robbie. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you, Robbie. Happy Friday. Happy Friday in Australia, where it is boiling hot. It is very hot down here. We're on like a mini heat wave down here at the moment. So that ties that up for now. He has been processed on those charges as far as I know. He's been arrested. Did they charge? He was already charged with those counts. I just want to know if he's been into court. Yeah, he's been charged with 3 counts of first-degree homicide for the slayings. The criminal complaint says all 3 victims had been shot. but I don't have anything further. He must be waiting for court. He has to appear before a certain time. I was hoping to be able to tell you when he was due in court. All right, let's go here. These guys normally have a better update. No. Okay, no. Just at some point in the next few days, he'll appear before a magistrate. That's it. His capture ends an 11-day manhunt. So that's about how long the other one was as well. 11 days seems to be about the right time frame at the moment to go catch these people, or when they just give up. They're like, nope, I've been on the run. I don't want to be on the run anymore. I'm going to hand myself in, which is what we think may have happened in Australia. Yeah, we're taken into custody. Okay, so he was taken into custody without incident at 12:18 p.m. Thursday, and about 17 miles southwest of New Lisbon. So he didn't make it far. He didn't make it all that far at all. 17 miles. 17 miles in about, 10, 11 days. That is not a far run. I thought he might have been in another state by now, but nope. Yeah. What do they say here? They say, according to the news release from New Lisbon Police Department, the Juneau County Communications Center received a report. Yeah, that's it. We'll find out more when he gets into court to be processed. And other than that, Mr. Virgil is in custody. I'm very happy with that. Hey, thank you for gifting a membership. Who got it? You will have to... Oh, Woodland Creatures got it? Oh, that's always good. Good work, Woodland Creatures. And thank you to Kathy Lynch. No, I haven't seen anything mentioned about that dog he was with. I don't know where it is. I haven't heard any update about it. Hopefully we do. I don't even know whose dog it is. Was it just some random dog? Was it following him thinking, hey, a person? I don't know. I'll try and find out for you, but at this stage, I don't have any information on the dog. Okay. All right, that's it for Virgil. That's it for Virgil right now, but everyone in that county can sleep better tonight knowing he ain't out there anymore. He is in custody. So, all right. A little bit of Rex Heuermann information. We always like some Rex Heuermann information. And I'm going to load this. All right, do that. All right, here we go.
Legal action tonight to try and throw some crucial evidence in the Gilgo Beach murders. Rex Heuermann is charged in the murders of now 7 women, but attorneys for Heuermann say DNA results from hair found on 6 of the crime scenes should be excluded from the trial. They claim the technique that was used is not reliable. Here's Long Island reporter Shantae Lance.
Accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann is thrusted back into the spotlight after his attorneys are now asking the presiding judge to exclude expert testimony related to nuclear DNA results from hairs found at 6 crime scenes. Successfully dismissing the evidence could weaken the prosecutor's case at trial.
We're not going to engage in what ifs. Obviously, that's among many others a key component of our case. So we're prepared to defend it.
Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney has led the charge with the Gilgo Beach Task Force in charging Heuermann, an architect, husband, and father of 2 from Massapequa Park, with 7 of the at least 10 Gilgo Beach murders. Tierney says he welcomes the pretrial hearings on the DNA and its admissibility.
We'll abide by the mandates of the court. We'll have the hearing, and we're looking forward to doing so.
Rex Heuermann's defense attorneys here in Central Islip filed a motion this week. They argue that the technique used by the California lab, Astria Forensics, is not accepted as reliable in the scientific community.
If we were not confident in the efficacy and the admissibility of that evidence, we would not have used it.
Depending on the amount of evidence challenged during the pretrial hearings, Heuermann's murder trial could start later this year or early 2026. He's due back in court on January 15th, and when asked if Heuermann is a suspect in the remaining Gilgo Beach cold case murders, Tierney says not right now.
We don't make any assumptions or suppositions. We just continue to work the evidence and see where that evidence leads.
Very interesting. I mean, that seemed like a pretty. If his lawyers didn't do that, I would be shocked that they didn't try and get some of the main evidence connecting him to these crimes thrown out. They would be doing a bad job as a defense attorney, but still pretty bonkers. Look, I don't think they'll get it, and there's enough evidence otherwise to try and paint a circumstantial case, plus some other bits and pieces. Yeah, it seems like this happens in a lot of cases where the defense will clue in on something and try and get it thrown out, but we'll see. I don't think you can be like, we've got 7 dead women that were all killed at different times, and all of the DNA is corrupt. Somehow that keeps pointing back to my client. It's very random. This mistake seems to keep zeroing in on my client, one of 300 million people in the US. I don't think it works like that. I don't think it's just, oh my God, it's Rex Heuermann again. What is wrong with this lab? Why do they keep pointing to him? I don't think it's, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's probably more likely it's connected to him and his wife. Rachel said it's 22 degrees in Idaho. That is very, very cold. 17 degrees in Denver. I do not envy you. Make sure you are under a heated blanket and snuggled up on a couch somewhere. Keep him warm. That is very cold. 17 degrees, jeez. They're saying here, accused Gilgo serial killer Rex Heuermann, his attorneys are pushing to have certain evidence excluded from his upcoming trial, including DNA found on several victims. They're saying Heuermann faces charges for the murders of 7 women. Yep. They're asking the presiding judge to dismiss expert testimony related to nuclear DNA results if successful. This motion could significantly weaken the prosecution's case at trial. I don't think so. I think while the DNA evidence is, it binds the cases together and it gives a lot more, certainty to the evidence. I think you could probably still run a pretty good circumstantial case. It'd be a lot harder, but I think you could do it. They're saying Heuermann, an architect and father of 2 from Massapequa Park, with 7 of the at least 10 murders connected to Gilgo Beach. They say Heuermann's defense team filed a motion this week arguing that the scientific method used by California's Astria Forensics Lab lacked general acceptance as reliable in the scientific community. This motion filed Tuesday initiated the process for a hearing to determine if the DNA profiles that link Heuermann to the murders will be allowed in court. Well, that is something to keep an eye on. I don't believe they'll get away with it, but it's a nice try. Hey, Vivian. Vivian says, from New Lisbon. Yeah, we did a little bit about Virgil at the start of the show being arrested. I hope if you are in New Lisbon, you're feeling a lot better, that he's not wandering around your town or county anymore. And he is currently in a very big, square room that has bars on the window, and you're not allowed out. You just have to stay there. So he is currently okay. He's locked up. Nanalana says, you got that right. The city here will be shut down. Who's shutting down what city? Texas says, hello from a cold Texas. Is it cold in there in Texas right now? Are you having one of your cold snaps that you always have? Hold on. It's 38 degrees Fahrenheit in Texas right now. It's about 3 degrees Celsius. So not quite freezing, but it probably feels like it if you step outside. They say Pamela says 18 in Fort Wayne, Indiana right now. 25 back home in Massachusetts. Well, lucky for them, they're 5 degrees warmer than some other people. All schools closed. Geez. You got fire in one part of the country and icicles in another part of the country. It's very topsy-turvy. Hey, Deborah. Hey, good to see you, my friend. All right. So, Mr. Rex Heuermann fighting his case, I think in the end it's going to be for naught. I think the evidence that links him to these murders is insurmountable. I think we'll find that out when we eventually make it to trial, that this is just a mountain that he can't climb. It is a mountain that's bigger than even he is. So, yeah. Good luck. Good luck. I can't wait for this trial. I think it's going to be very interesting when we finally get there and learn more about that evidence that they have. We know some of it. We don't know all of it. Whole township, no one can drive here. Wow, in Tennessee? RX Girl says, I'm in Tennessee. Is you guys having a cold snap? Let's have a look. Tennessee. Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. It's 30 degrees Fahrenheit in Tennessee right now. -1 degree Celsius. There is a winter storm warning from the National Weather Service. They say winter storm warning remains in effect from 3 a.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday. Heavy wintry precipitation expected. Total snow accumulations between 4 and 8 inches. 4 and 8 inches. At least it's not feet. And at least they're not like between 4 and 8 feet outside. What are they saying here? A portion of Middle Tennessee. Travel could be difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the Friday morning and evening commute. So if you're out there, I hope you're going to be okay. Yeah, there is from WHAS does have a little briefing on the winter storm coming through here. I'll play it for you.
Weather extreme across the country right here at home. We have another winter storm on the way. Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine, you are pinpointing it. How close is it now? You say just 100 miles or more away from us?
Yeah, actually about 250 miles off to the southwest of us here, Doug. So less than 300 miles away. We're only 19 days in the wintertime. This is our second pretty big winter storm over the last week. And this is just going to be snow. We're not going to deal with ice. We're not going to deal with the strong winds. So a more friendly storm system for us, as it will be a fairly gentle snow that comes down. And hopefully it won't be coming down so heavy that road crews can't keep up. But if that does happen and the roads become snow covered, it's mainly in the afternoon and early evening, the biggest impacts. I think the road crews will be able to catch up later Friday night as that snow begins to taper off. But we are not alone here. This is a huge winter storm warning covering many, many states and far and wide to the east and to the west and down to the deep south as well. So we get a winter storm warning when we have the ability to get 4 or more inches of snowfall. So that is possible. So we're kind of on the edge of a winter weather advisory, winter storm warning. About 3 to 6 inches is going to be possible. Again, that low end, about 3 inches. I think a lot of areas will see around 4. And then there could be some areas that just overachieve a little bit, hit that 5 or 6 inch amount. Impacts very similar. Snow-covered roads will be possible tomorrow afternoon, evening. So you may want to avoid travel with our weather impact alert. Main impacts there for your afternoon and evening time. So timing out the snowfall accumulation coming in from the west. So this is around mid-morning. You can see just a light accumulation, then beginning to overspread the area with maybe about 1 inch on the ground by early afternoon. And then the totals looking like around 3-4 inches for a lot of areas. Again, maybe a few spots a little bit higher than that. The overall timing here around sunrise, 7-8 o'clock, snow just out to the west. There's 8:30. As we approach noon, starting to see that snow cross over I-65, overspreading the entire area with maybe 1 to 2 inches.
There you go. That does look pretty chilly out there. Keep warm and stay off the roads unless you have to be out there for some urgent reason. If you don't have to be out there, stay at home. or if you got a job you have to go to, I don't think you have a choice. But Deborah, thank you so much. Also, I read your comment up here while we were watching that video. You said you'd been away, you've been battling breast cancer for a second time, and blood clots on your lungs, but doing better now. I'm glad you're doing better now. Last thing we want is anyone to be suffering from cancer. I'm glad you're doing a lot better. That is an awful thing for anyone to go through, male or female. So I'm glad you are feeling a little better. I'm glad to see your name back in the chat. Must mean you are feeling a bit better. C. Taylor says Tennesseans represent or representing. Yeah, we have a lot of people from Tennessee. They're very attracted. I think they feel a kinship to the Australian accent. They're like, no one can understand that guy either. I feel at home here. And everyone's like, yeah, he knows what we go through on a daily basis. All right. Okay. All right, we have more true crime for you to sink your teeth into. But yeah, good news about Virgil. Anyone who's willing to kill a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 33-year-old woman and just leave them in a bedroom doesn't deserve to be in the community. And he is now outside of the community in jail. So can't ask for more than that right now. And where is our next story? No, we did that. We brought you that story last night of that neighbor who was eaten by her pig. No, eaten by the neighbor's pig. Do you remember that? That was a weird story. A woman called Rebecca Rigney was attacked by her neighbor's pig and killed. Now, they believe her death may have been related, well, one, to the pig attack, but two, she was on a bunch of blood thinners and heart medication. So they believe that may have contributed to her dying quicker than, otherwise. All right, we're going to go to... Okay. Okay, Elkins. We're looking for a missing mom. I just want to double check. Yes, okay. Why is nothing loading today? There we go. They say we're not going to stop. Investigators explain next steps in missing Warren mother's case. So this is a woman called Ashley Elkins. Her ex-boyfriend appeared in court to face charges in connection with her disappearance. Police officials are talking about their investigation into the missing mother's disappearance. They say they want to bring closure for the family. They say their heart breaks for them, but we're confident we can get there, and we're not going to stop until we do. That's according to the chief of police from Roseville Police Department. And they're saying they're waiting a DNA analysis for some elements in their investigation that will bolster the probe into the disappearance of Elkins, the Warren mother of two who went missing last week. Here's a photo of Ashley. There you go. A beautiful black lady. They say this violent act was premeditated. We will seek to enhance the charges once we get there to exactly that. Premeditated. Booker faced a judge on Thursday accused of repeatedly lying and willfully providing false and misleading information to police at the onset of the investigation. There's him in court. I'll play that for you in a minute. They're saying retired Detroit Assistant Police Chief Steve Dollant spent his career involved in some of Michigan's most violent crimes. He explained why authorities would take Booker in on the charge of lying to a peace officer. It's a holding charge. They'll probably explain it. They want to keep him in custody. That's right. It's a holding charge. So the individual in question cannot destroy any evidence, or maybe in this case, move the body. He said, but still, he's a flight risk. We haven't found a body, and they felt that was enough to get a search warrant for his home. And that's why they're looking for him in the first place. Yeah, it's a holding charge until they can get him with a murder charge. That's basically it. It's a tactic police use pretty frequently. And yeah, Ashley Elkins. So still missing, haven't been able to locate her body, but have arrested her partner or ex-partner, and they believe he is responsible for that disappearance and probable murder. So let me see if it'll play the video for you. It won't. Oh, that's all right. I'll grab it from the other one. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't play on the website for me, so I have to go to the YouTube. Why that is, I don't know. They're racist against Australians, I think.
Tonight with the investigation into a mother from Macomb County who has been missing now for a week. Her ex-boyfriend appearing in court today. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a story that we've been following since Monday. Well, today her ex-boyfriend DeAndre Booker was charged with lying to a peace officer. Earlier this week, police raided his Roseville apartment in connection to the disappearance of Ashley Elkins.
And in court, we learned more about Booker's past, including his career with the military. Elkins' family now telling us they believe she is dead.
7 News Detroit's Randy Wimbley has an update on the investigation. He's hearing from a retired violent crimes investigator who's walking us through the complexities of a case when the victim hasn't been found.
Roseville PD met with law enforcement partners from Macomb County Sheriff's Office, the Warren Police Department, and Michigan State Police as they chart out the next steps in this investigation.
We want to bring closure for that family. My heart breaks for them, but we're confident we're going to get there, and we're not going to stop till we do get there.
Roseville Police Chief Mitch Berlin says they're awaiting DNA analysis for some elements in their investigation that will bolster the probe into the disappearance of Ashley Elkins.
This violent act was premeditated. We will seek to enhance the charges once we get there to exactly that, premeditated.
The Warren mother of two went missing last week. Her car was discovered in Roseville. That's where police searched the home of DeAndre Booker, her ex-boyfriend and main suspect in her vanishing. Investigators believe she was murdered.
DeAndre Booker.
Booker faced a judge on Thursday, accused of repeatedly lying and willfully providing false and misleading information to police at the onset of the investigation. Walk us through the rationale of why they would get a charge like lying to a peace officer.
They want to keep him in custody, so they can't, the individual they have in custody can't destroy any evidence. Or maybe in this case, move the body.
Retired Detroit Assistant Police Chief Steve Dolan spent his career involved in some of Michigan's most violent crimes.
But still, he's a flight risk because we haven't found the body, and they felt there's enough there to get a search warrant for his house, and that's why they were looking for him in the first place.
Chief Berlin says they plan to expand the search of an undisclosed location that they're hoping will secure additional evidence so they can throw the book at Booker, if that's where the evidence leads them.
Once we conclude our search and these last pieces of evidence, I don't think that guy will ever see the light of day.
That is welcome news for Elkins' family.
Yeah, I bet it is somewhat welcome news for the family that these police are working very hard to make sure he never sees the light of day again. That'd be good. Yeah, here's a missing person poster from when she went missing last week. They say Ashley Lachey Elkins, missing from the 2nd of January 2025. She's 30, Roseville, Michigan. Female, she's a black lady. She has a medium complexion, 5'3", 160 pounds, black hair, long length of hair, and brown eye color. She was last seen in the 20,900 block of Pinehurst Street on January 2nd, 2025. They say Ashley was driving a gray 09 to 10 Chevy Malibu with no license plates. A car with no license plates. Interesting. And now they have arrested her ex-partner as being involved in her disappearance. They believe an actual murder, not just, she's missing or hurt. They believe she's no longer alive. So Rachel says her poor family, they deserve answers. They deserve to bring her home. get her out of wherever she is, dumped like some sort of rubbish, and bring her to somewhere they can say goodbye properly and preserve what's left of her for a funeral. They're saying here, where is Ashley Elkins? Missing hairstylist most likely met a violent end as ex is accused of lying to police. You start lying to police and changing your story, they'll zero in on you very quickly. They're saying authorities in Michigan arrested a man nearly a week after his ex-girlfriend disappeared, although the woman remains missing. They say she was a hairstylist and mother of two and was last seen leaving her Warren, Michigan home, on the 2nd of January. On Wednesday, the 8th of January, authorities arrested her ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Howard Booker, from nearby Roseville, on a charge of lying to a peace officer in connection with the case. And they're saying the specific allegations against Booker were not immediately clear. They say he was arrested following a search of his home and say recent developments in the investigation indicate a crime of violence took place at that property. They say Booker has not been charged with a crime related to harming Elkins, but I think that's where they're trying to get to. They say Roseville Police Department, which is now the primary investigative agency, has not released further details at this time. But they're asking if anyone has seen her or that vehicle, the gray 09 or 2010 Chevrolet Malibu that had no license plates, to contact police, or if you've seen her, contact 586 574 4700. And that's actually for the Warren Police Department, not the Roseville Police. Hold on. No, City of Roseville. Okay. To contact the Roseville Police Department. What is their number? Their number is 586 447 4483. So, because it's switched, apparently it was originally that one investigative agency. Now it's changed to a different one. So, yeah, or you can just contact 911 if you believe you know where she is or see her. Well, I don't think they believe she is dead, unfortunately. Yeah, well, I don't know. I Hate Morning says, I'm so glad he didn't just lawyer up and say nothing. That is true. Yeah, half of you not hit the like button. How mean? How mean? Are you racist as well against Australians? That's what it means if you don't hit that like button. It means you have some prejudice against Australian true crime people. I mean, that's all it tells me. All right. Let me see if I can find anything else on her partner and his arrest, because he appeared in court. That's what I want to have a look at. DeAndre Booker. All right, DeAndre Booker. Apparently, he searched in a device. Is blood traceable? You can tell this guy doesn't watch any true crime, CSI, or a midday movie on TV ever, because he had to literally Google, is blood traceable? It doesn't have a serial number, buddy, but we do have this thing called DNA, and it may be available in blood. Like, what do we say on this channel? You don't have to be very clever to be a murderer. Not all of them are, these criminal masterminds that they make shows out of, and we watch a 20-part documentary about how these people are so twisted and, mentally excellent, but no, 99% of them are dumb as bricks. So they're saying, is blood traceable? Prosecutor reveals DeAndre Booker's search after Ashley Elkins' disappearance. There's Mr. Booker in the Macomb County Jail. And what they say here? Apparently, DeAndre Booker, 32, allegedly fled to Flint after his ex-girlfriend was reported missing on January 2. Always a sign of innocence when you run away from the investigation. That's what innocent people do every day. they run away and, you know, lie to police. Definitely a sign of, you know, innocence. They're saying while in Flint, Booker is accused of looking up what to do while on the run. So no one even told him he was on the run. He just assumed it and took on the, you know, took on the title. I'm on the run. Let me look up what I have to do now. There's probably a Wikipedia article of WikiHow to be on the run. They're saying Booker is charged with lying to police. He'll be charged with more than that. After his ex-girlfriend disappeared, a Roseville man allegedly fled to Flint, where he searched for the fastest routes to Ohio. Oh, Ohio. I don't know why he wanted to go to you, but apparently he was trying to run away to your place. They're saying during DeAndre Booker's arraignment on Thursday, the prosecutor shared what he looked up after his ex was reported missing. Let's see what it says. His research also included what to do while on the run. Well, obviously, you know, buy some food, do a little dance, and hide tonight. That is the 3 steps of being on the run. They're saying, additionally, he allegedly looked up how to delete his Google search history. I'm going to Google how to delete my Google search history. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Each time you search it, it refills it in. I have to keep deleting it because I can't stop searching stupid things. They say the prosecution argued that these searches suggest that Booker would flee if released on bail. His bond was set at $250,000 cash / surety on Thursday. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh about a murder. It's just funny. It's like, how do I delete my Google history about how I murdered my girlfriend? Oh my God, it's back in my history. Why does this keep happening to me? Because you keep putting it in the search bar. That's why it keeps happening to you. All right, let's watch the video here of him appearing in front of a magistrate. If it'll play. Here we go.
Calling case number 25329FY, People versus DeAndre Booker.
Your Honor, Randall Kane appearing as arraignment attorney on behalf of DeAndre Booker. Mr. Booker, state your name for the court.
All right, it's really quiet. Let me find a better one for you. That one is really small. We can play the full arraignment if you want. I have it, but I don't think we want to do that. Let's just play a little clip of it.
A courtroom packed with her family and friends. The ex-boyfriend of Ashley Elkins goes in front of a judge charged with lying to police about the missing Warren mother's whereabouts.
32-year-old DeAndre Booker now faces 1 felony count of lying to a peace officer. Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. At that hearing today, investigators began revealing some of the evidence in the case, even though Ashley Elkins remains missing.
And that includes Booker's search history online. Police say he searched things like, is blood traceable, and how to beat a polygraph. They say he also searched how to delete his Google history. Let's go live now to Erica Erickson. Erica, did the judge give him bond today?
Yes, that judge gave him a bond today, so he's being held right now. But I want to mention, police were just over here again at his apartment looking for evidence. They just wrapped up. They did say they would be working overnight, through the day, around the clock, over the next few days. And we did speak with that family right now. They are deeply concerned about her 2 sons right now because they're asking simply where mommy is.
He just screamed and hollered and asked why was somebody do something like that to his mother because she's so kind.
Why, how, and where is 30-year-old Warren, mother of 2, Ashley Elkins?
We want Ashley home. And when I say that, I mean we want her body found.
Those are all questions this family and so many here believe her ex-boyfriend of a year, 32-year-old DeAndre Booker, has the answers to.
He's part of the family. So I'm just really shook that he would do something like this.
Booker arraigned Thursday for lying to police, and Roseville police say not only was he trying to flee to Flint, but also say his Google search history speaks for itself.
To search for such things as fastest routes from Flint to Ohio,
what to do on the run.
Police say Booker also searched for is blood traceable, how to beat a polygraph, and deleting Google history.
And it shows the monster that he is.
Ashley missing since January 2nd, and since her phone pinging inside his Roseville apartment. Police also removing a dumpster from his home and her car discovered just a few miles away. Police say there's no doubt a violent act occurred based on physical evidence.
You saw the closed doors. There's 15 detectives back there working as we speak.
Booker being held on a $250,000 cash bond and ordered to wear a GPS tether if he makes that bond.
What would help you in any way right now?
Just prayers. Just everybody pray.
Let's hope for that family that they can locate her, bring her home, and if she is no longer alive, they can, treat her body with some respect that he hasn't been able to, and give her a farewell that she, something with, her community, her family, people who love her, not dumped somewhere in the Michigan countryside, just rotting away. I hate that. It is the ultimate disrespect to your victim to do that to them. Let's see. Pamela says, I watched the first 48 and that scares me too. I don't even know what that is, but sure. Well, that's, I don't know if that's racist, but it's some sort of preference, I'm sure. C. Taylor says, Google how to delete my Google history. It becomes a search delete loop. That's what I was trying to say. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I love it. It's funny. People who don't understand technology. It's great fun. Yeah, he's painted himself into a corner here where his search history paints a very negative view of what happened after she went missing, including for some reason wanting to go to Ohio. Why? I'm not sure. Maybe he thinks it's a foreign country and thinks it has no extradition treaty with Michigan. I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past him. A crime program like Killer in My Village. I love Killer in My Village. That's a good one. That is a pretty good one. Starts from the original phone call, like the 911 or whatever. What's the number in the UK? 999. It sort of starts from the first phone call and then the finding of the victim all the way through to the police investigation and the court hearing at the end. Very good series. The first what show was it? Oh, First 48 is a really old show. It's been around, I think, almost 20 years now. If you've never watched it, it's a real life documentary of a police station. Basically, each episode is either one or two different homicides, and they're trying to track down the perpetrators, and it shows you the first 48 hours because it's based on the whole thing. The first 48 hours are the most important to find evidence and the killer. So that's what it's based on. And they sort of run you down that first 48. And then sometimes it jumps and it goes, oh, the first 48 ended and they got no result. But 7.5 months later, they found the person responsible. It's a pretty good show, but it gets a little repetitive. You play it to go to sleep. I like Murder in My Village. It's a good show. Pamela said the highway from the mall takes you straight to Toledo. Yes, very clever man needs directions on a straight highway. Tharby says the first 48 is interesting but scary too. It is a very clinical look at homicide investigation. It's no fluff. It's no gloss. It is literally like, oh, there's a dead body. Oh, great. Now we've got to find out who did it. There is no there's no production. There's no editing. It's just like literally what they do. It is probably one of the more pure, sort of like investigative documentaries. But there's actually a couple that are better. Kathleen says, I go to sleep to Dateline on YouTube. Why, you have a thing for that host? You're like, oh, I can't go to sleep without listening to him. Pamela says, I don't think so, but I'll find out in the morning when I go to physical therapy. Okay. You love that show too? They had a new one. I remember watching it. What's it called? They had a new version of it. I was watching an episode a while ago, but I don't have my here. The first Murder in My Village is very similar to the first 48. It's sort of like the UK version of it, but the UK do quite a lot of these type of snout to tail type documentaries about crimes. There's a bunch of them. There's another one that came out last year called, is it Merseyside Detectives? And that one did 2 cases for 3 episodes, and it was a young girl and an older girl. Really tragic case. The older girl was, I think, her ex-boyfriend or something had broke into her house, and something like that. Broke into her house. It was either the ex-boyfriend or someone who wanted the ex-boyfriend. They broke into that girl's home and shot her with a machine gun, and they were trying to track her down. And the other one was a little girl, I think like very little, under the age of 10. She was shot by a stray bullet, and they were trying to figure out how or who would want to do that. And it was this guy related in some sort of dispute with another party, and just pulled out a gun in the middle of public and tried to shoot his, the other person, and accidentally shot a 8-year-old little girl. So pretty good. Matthew Perry's home burned down. He sold it. It sold to a new property owner about 5 months ago. It was sold to a new person. So he don't own it no more. It's owned by a different person. Robbie T says, I can't sleep at night, but can sleep on a herbed wire fence. I want to know what a herbed wire fence is. What is that? It sounds like something you might use in cooking. You're like, oh, I got to get the herbed wire fence out. Got to add some flavor to this chicken. I got to put it on the herbed wire fence. You got to tell me more about that. Let's see. Pamela says, my favorite show is Beyond Scared Straight. They stopped that show centuries ago. I've not watched that one. It's not my type of thing. But I like things about real life, things that really happen. That's why I don't mind the UK crime docos. Barbed wire fence. I kind of like the original one better. A herbed wire fence. I think is that how they get the secret herbs and spices for KFC? They're like, get the herbed wire fence out. We got some chicken to make. Kathy M says Matthew Perry is dead, so I don't think he needed the home. They sold it. Someone else owns it now. April B says, I used to fall asleep to true crime, but discovered it was affecting my mental health. Now I have to watch at least one lighthearted video before I fall asleep. So I try not to watch true crime all day, every day, and I try to always watch something a little bit different towards the end of the day as well. Although I'm up at like 5 a.m. and I'm already back into the cases from the day before. But you try to not completely submerge myself into cases 24 hours a day. Try to have a little bit of a break. So I go and watch shark attack videos. They're very low stress and they take your mind off all the killing. Wait a second. There's a lot of killing in that too. No, I don't do that. I watch other shows. Brenda says, hello, Ping and all. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Brenda. I hope you're doing well. Billy Crystal and James Wood. A lot of people. I saw a lot of names who lost their homes. Denver said, the older I get, the more I wonder where the world I used to know has gone. Where is respect for human life that used to exist? I don't think it's changed all that much. I just think we hear about it more. Back in the day, a lot of these murders would stay in the local paper, so you wouldn't hear about it unless it hit some sort of national news wire. Now it's different. Everyone who's killed and it's not a natural death is put onto the national wire for the most part. And I think we hear about it a lot more, like channels like this. There's 24-hour news cycle. There's TV shows and channels dedicated to it, like Oxygen, Crime TV, Court TV, or whatever. There's it's a lot more coverage now. Pamela says, sometimes I fall asleep to that chapter or Let's Read. I like that chapter. I think he could relate to me, how people make fun of our accents. I think we should team up sometime and we should read words that don't make any sense to anyone else but the both of us. We should each have to pronounce different different slang words from our countries. That would be a lot of fun. Marilanda says, Parts Hilton. Sounds like a place you go to get your car fixed. Oh, I have to go down to the local Parts Hilton. I'm missing a windscreen wiper. Billy Crystal, Anthony Hopkins. There was a lot. I think there was an article. Celebrities. There was Heidi Montag. Her house burnt down. Yeah, Billy Crystal, Adam Brody and his wife. Unfortunately, their home burned down. Yeah, let's see. Celebrities lose home in LA fires. Yeah, Jeff Bridges, Miles Teller, Paris Hilton, and more. So they're saying there's a lot of different celebrities who have lost their homes, unfortunately. Eugene Levy, the guy from American Pie, Mandy Moore. Who doesn't love Mandy Moore, man? She's so cool. Yeah, she says, I love you, Altadena. Grateful for my family and pets getting out last night before it was too late. That was from Mandy Moore. Yeah, so many different people. James Wood, he was on air. Diane Warren. Reality star Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag lost their home. That was their nursery. It looks like that's fire on the bed here in the middle of their child's nursery. That's very sad. What is this? Cameron Matheson, their house on fire. Looks like something out of a Hollywood movie. Yeah, so a lot of different people and normal people too that live in the area. A lot of people, a lot of people who aren't Hollywood elite or whatever, or Hollywood Z grade, also lost their homes. So yeah, a lot of different people. Hey Blaze, how are you? Deborah Lewis says, I never had any drills in school for AS. This didn't exist. Now my granddaughter has these drills on a regular basis. Well, that is it. That is true. That is different. Catherine says, hubby and I found out Miss Carter did not pronounce her name the way we've always heard it. Mrs. Carter. You mean the president who died, Jimmy Carter? His partner? His wife? You have to explain it more. I'm not American. Deborah Lewis, yeah, never had any drills. All right. Okay, we can move on. All right, we did that. We did that. All right. I'm going to take you to Australia, where police officer and man shot, another officer bitten in a Brisbane, Queensland altercation. What's with biting police officers? This has been happening a lot lately. I think forever, probably, but it's being reported a lot recently. So, here.
This was supposed to be a simple job. 2 police officers were called to a home in the Brisbane suburb of Annerley after the owners of that home had reported a man trespassing in their backyard. Now, when these 2 police officers approached the 26-year-old male who was armed with a piece of timber, well, that's when things escalated. Police say that during a struggle, the man lunged at this senior officer, and that senior officer received a gunshot wound to his left leg. Now, that's to his inner thigh. Now, during this time, the junior officer, who is in his first year of policing, he was able to shoot the man twice. Now, those gunshot wounds were to the stomach, and then he applied first aid to the injured officer. Now, the 26-year-old man was then tasered by police officers. These were other police officers who were called to the scene, and until he was tasered, until then, he wasn't able to be taken into custody. So police say that he was highly agitated, and this was a situation that escalated quickly. Now, we understand the injured officer, who is 40 years old, is in a stable condition. He's receiving treatment in hospital. The 26-year-old man is in a serious condition, and he's undergoing surgery after being shot twice in the stomach. Now, as you said, we heard from police just a moment ago. Here's what Acting Assistant Commissioner Reece Wildman had to say, Ruby.
I think you'd appreciate that any circumstances such as this are traumatic. There's a number of challenges that both of these officers will face, one both particularly physically, but also psychologically. And we have a very, very robust welfare system that sits around these 2 officers. That has already been wrapped around those 2 officers and their families. Their families have been advised.
Hard day for the police in Brisbane. What a absolute mess of a situation they walked into. But I'm glad they're sort of okay. Sounds like they need some recuperation, and hopefully they'll be able to go back to work eventually. But it is wild out there. Police officer and man shot, another officer bitten. I think people are starting to lose their minds a little bit. Deborah says, it's my dream to visit Australia one day and see a kangaroo in person. With the amount of kangaroos that escape in either Canada or America, I don't think you need to fly 21 hours to Australia to see one. I think you could probably just roam around Ontario for about, I don't know, a week. And eventually, you'd probably come across one that jumped out of its enclosure, because we've had several in Canada that have gone on the run. So I don't think you need to pay $4,500 and fly 21 hours around the other side of the world to see one. I think you could just hang around your local town. Eventually, one will come to you. It's not a joke. Last year, we covered it. Where is it? Actually, I think it was Ottawa. Yeah, it was Ottawa. No, it's Oshawa. Ontario. There you go, Ontario. Yeah, it was from the Oshawa Zoo. So you don't need to come to Australia. You just hang around your town, your city. Kangaroo on the loose in Canadian town jumped over their heads. There you go. Here we go. Here he is.
He's hurt.
There he goes, hopping down the side of the road. Go Aussie. Go, you good thing. There you go. Running away. Run away from captivity, kangaroo. Don't let those Canadians take you back into custody. Hop to Australia. Come home. They're saying volunteers and employees at the Oshawa Zoo came close to wrangling the roo on Friday night, but it hopped away again as temperatures hovered above freezing. CTV reports on a day like today at the Toronto Zoo, the kangaroos and the wallabies would have a choice to go outside, but what we're concerned about in this case is prolonged exposure to the cold. Yeah, but they're pretty used to it, you know. There's kangaroos that live in the mountains up here. that you often see photos in winter with them like covered in snow and they seem okay. We don't ever hear of them dying, but you know, they seem like they're having fun. They say there's also concerns a kangaroo could come in contact or come into contract. I hate when kangaroos come into contract with other humans or coyotes. Got to be careful about coming into contract with things. You know, it's binding. It's legal. There you go. Don't want to come into contract with humans or coyotes. Who freaking proofreads this? Does anyone? Does anyone have a job at these papers of proofreading? No one? No? Did you fire them all? Because it's ridiculous. Often, like, there's just random words in, you know, these different articles. They're like, yes, AI is a very powerful thing to make humans seem illiterate. They're saying Cameron, who worked at the zoo for 30 years, says he's never seen anything like the kangaroos escape before. Normally, we've got very good control over the animals. This is just a once-off incident that really sucks. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so apparently this is just weeks ago. This one was weeks after a mob of wallabies were found wandering the streets of northern Vietnam. So just random kangaroos everywhere. The Australians are taking over. Yeah, apparently it might be something to do with illegal trafficking. So there you go. You don't need to go all the way to Australia to see a kangaroo. Apparently they have them in Oshawa too. You don't have a zoo in Hamilton. Rachel said, do they have to use nets to catch them? No, they usually normally use the pole with the rope on it to put it around their neck because they're so powerful. You have to get some sort of leverage on the animal. Deborah says, although I personally don't believe in zoos, as I don't like to see any animals caged, just my belief. They're starting to get some containment in California. Thank the Lord. Geomodels? What is geomodels? I don't know what this is. I can't use any of GeoModel's. Okay, it's a YouTube channel. I can't use any of his videos. I'm sorry. It's like stealing from another creator. What one do you want us to have so many fires? Yeah, I mean, here I can see what he's trying to demonstrate on the video. It's a YouTube channel. I'll put the thing in here. There's a video on the Hollywood fires here. Not Hollywood, California. Here, I'll put it in the chat. But I can't play the video, unfortunately. But I can direct you to his channel. There you go. Yeah, I can show you a little bit. There was a study done by... I'll find it. I think it was UC Berkeley, but just let me check. Was it this one? I have to double check. Maybe not. I'll have to look for it. There was a documentary that came out about, might have been the Campfire. It might have been that one, or it might have been Paradise. But they were researching about why fires go faster uphill now than they used to, and they're saying, why does it pick up so much speed? But I'll have to find it and show it to you. But they're saying here on the BBC, they're saying, for more vegetation to flying embers, the BBC Earth team look at why fires in LA have been so intense and why they've grown so rapidly. Well, these giant palm trees probably don't help. They act like giant torches. Once they become a light, they sort of act like a torch. And if you get strong winds, it elevates the embers to blow in the direction of the wind. So they end up getting picked up by the wind and spreading a little further. And those palm trees are crazy when they get on fire. Here, let's say, what does it say here? Over the outsplodes spread here. Why are the ground spread? Okay, here, rapid fuel. So yeah, I have heard this that in California, a lot of the La Nina cycle has encouraged a lot of fuel growth, but there hasn't been a lot of backburning operations in the region. So you have all this extra fuel on the ground. So when there is a fire, you're getting a lot more fire production. And they're saying a period of heavy rainfall in 2024 linked to El Nino, is thought to have led to conditions with a high risk of fire in the winter. They say rain is often thought of as generally a bad thing for fires, and if the rain is happening during a fire, then it's a bad thing for fires, right? But if it's happening anywhere else outside of the fire, it actually produces new growth in the forests and brush regions to pick up, and you get explosive growth out of it. They're saying here, rainfall prior to a fire can mean lots of vegetation growth, which then becomes potential fuel. And then you enter a period of drier weather, then that vegetation dries out very, very quickly, and there's more of it, so you can build up more fuel, adding to bigger and quicker fires. They say the period of wet weather in 2024, followed by a drier period, produced the perfect conditions for wildfires to spread, according to a wildfire scientist for the UK Centre for Ecology and Hydrology. They say the switch from very wet to very dry weather, known as hydroclimate whiplash. One recent paper found that the risk of hydroclimate whiplash has increased between 31 and 66% globally since the middle of the 20th century. And they say the Santa Ana hairdryer winds. They're saying the fires have also been fanned by a powerful windstorm. The strong winds drove flames that started in the mountainsides to the west of Los Angeles into a fast-moving wildfire, which spread through already dry vegetation to engulf the Pacific Palisades neighborhood near Santa Monica. The winds themselves are often hot and dry, so they can whip further moisture out of the vegetation. They say with all wildfires, you need three things. You need some kind of ignition, you need something to burn, and you need some oxygen from the air. But the thing that's made these fires so incredible is the speed of the winds that are coming in from the center of the California desert. They said these are known as the Santa Ana winds. We all know what that is. And they can cause wildfires to behave erratically. They say those winds are very, very dry. They're moving very fast. So as soon as a fire starts, it's very easy for it to get a hold and then grow and to spread really rapidly. They said we've seen winds reported at more than 100 miles per hour. So, of course, it really just fans the flames and pushes those fires from wherever it is that they have started very rapidly through the landscape. They say in some cases these windstorms can even be the cause of the fire themselves, bringing down power cables, and then that ignites nearby vegetation. I'm just trying to see if it has anything about the hills and canyons, because that's the interesting part. Here, fires will spread extremely rapidly uphill. Geographical features like canyons, ravines, these sort of things can create very extreme fire behaviors that are challenging, impossible, maybe for anyone to really fight as a fire. They say this topography not only raises the risk of the spread of the fire, but also makes evacuation more difficult. In the Palisades area, the narrow hillside roads pose an additional challenge for people attempting to leave. Yeah, it was sort of like not very many roads in and out, which caused a lot of compression of traffic and human movement. When you have one part of people that want to go up the hill to fight the fire, and then you have another part of people that want to get away from the fire, it creates a bit of a jam. But yeah, I'll try find that research paper because it goes into more depth of why these fires spread so rapidly uphill. And they had a really good demonstration in a lab of the way the trees are bent, when they're bent sort of uphill and they grow on that angle, when they light up, they sort of push the fire up to the next level of tree. So I want to show you that, but I might have to find it tomorrow, unfortunately, because I don't have the link on me. But it is very interesting. Deborah says we have sent firefighters and help from Canada. Yeah, a bunch of the planes that go down and scoop on the water, they're actually from Canada. So I saw that today. I did see that. Dennis. I saw that. They arrested an arsonist for, I can't remember what fire, but we can have a look. It was for one of the fires. The Kenneth fire. They're saying here, alleged arsonist identity revealed. Well, we always want to know that. No, that's for something else. Sorry, that was an arson in Australia. Long story. It's not even got anything to do with the bushfire. They're saying LA fires, arson suspected in Kenneth fire, one arrested. They say the LAPD has confirmed to News Nation that the Kenneth fire is now being investigated as an arson case, and one person is now in custody. The Kenneth fire is just one among 5 wildfires ravaging LA County, threatening homes near Calabasas and Hidden Hills. Investigators believe the fire may have been purposely set, and it was citizens who helped detain the suspect. Well done. They say the LADA, Nathan Hochman, said the penalty for the suspected arsonist could be as high as homicide and could result in life in prison. They said justice will be swift, it will be firm, and the maximum punishment will be sought. Our goal is to send this warning, whether it's looting, these internet scams, robbery, or future arson. The day and age of a DA's office standing on the sidelines is over. We want to bring justice, and we will. Yeah, I also heard there was a bunch of looting going on. You have to be a real scumbag to go loot people when they've lost everything, or go break into homes where people have left to avoid dying in a fire. You know, that is the lowest of the low you can do. I don't care if it is Paris Hilton and you want to steal part 2 of her sex tape. I don't really care. Like, it doesn't matter. The moral gradient doesn't mean just because they're rich you can do it. You know, it doesn't work that way. You would hope if this happened in your town and you had to leave your home, but your home didn't burn down, that someone wasn't going to come and break in and take everything you owned. So why should they expect it? They said more than 34,000 acres have been burned in total as wildfires continue to rage across the Los Angeles area. As multiple wildfires rage on, at least 20 people have been arrested on looting charges. We're going to find more about that. Yeah, more than 20 people have been arrested. Okay. Yeah, that's awful. I can't believe people would do that. Let's go to Yahoo here. They're saying at least 20 arrested on looting accusations during California wildfires. Police say we have zero tolerance. Yeah, but that's wow. That's Malibu, right? That is like, it's like nothing you've ever seen before, right? I can't believe that's what it looks like now. That's crazy. They said at least 20 people have been arrested for alleged looting this week during the Los Angeles County wildfires. What did they find? They said, according to the LA County Sheriff, Robert Luna, they said that anyone found roaming around wildfire evacuation zones could face misdemeanor charges. Looters would face felony charges if caught. They said if you are in one of these areas and you do not belong there, you are going to be subject to arrest. Our first choice isn't to do enforcement, it's to not make arrests, it's to help people. They said the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has a lot of units out there. There is zero tolerance for looters. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. I don't see any demonstration of what people have been looting, but maybe KTLA has it. I don't see anything, just that they have arrested 20 people over it. You know, it's really horrible. It's like, hey, let me go kick someone while they're down. Let me go make their life even worse. That's really shit. Don't do that. They should be held accountable. I don't care who it is. Oh, guys, hold on. Sorry, it was Mrs. Ping. She wanted to ask something. Darby said the TV crews were stopping looters in Altadena and saw people walking away carrying TVs. Like, Jesus Christ. What is going on, man? What is wrong with people? Rachel said, I saw a few videos of an organization ring. Did they have like an LLC? Did they have like an office? Like a door, one of those frosted doors? And it was like organization ring for looters? No? Oh, you saw like an organized crime ring for looters. Okay, I gotcha. Multiple people in masks on. Who are these people? They obviously don't, you know, they obviously don't have any moral compass to go take from people during like the hardest time. Like I said, I don't care if they got $50 million in the bank or $5 in the bank. You just don't do that. Kathleen says one woman went back to get her small safe that had her wedding rings in it. She had to show ID to police. I hope she got them. That'd be very sad. Gayla says I had said to my son, imagine a terrorist looking for maximum effect. This fire is hitting an entire city, not just... Yeah, that's true. Let me see if I can find anything about that. I don't... Yeah, let's see if we can find anything about the looters. Let's see if I go to media, can I find anything? Yeah, there are videos. People jumping into properties. I wonder if I can show this to you. Yeah, I can. Of like some guy jumping a quite a high fence. Just stay out. I hope the cops get you. I really do. Just stay away, man. Like, it's ridiculous. You know what will happen? Someone will do this, and a homeowner will have come back to the property to protect their property. They'll shoot and kill someone, and then the freaking city will be rioting because, oh, you shot someone, and oh, it's somehow racist or something. Like, just stay the F away. Just stay away. Don't steal from people. Don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a white person, an Asian person, or a freaking octopus that came off the beach. Don't steal. Don't go into places that are not yours. And don't kick people while they're down. Like, have some freaking, you know, internal fortitude about, you know, choices and, you know, helping your community when they're down. Ridiculous. I'd kick you in the fucking head if I saw you doing that. Deborah said, karma is an absolute amazing thing. What you put out will come back. Maybe these looters should take that to heart. Maybe we should just kick him in the head. I hope so. Gayla says, your voice went funny there for a minute, like you were talking into a can or underwater. It was fine straight after. That's interesting. That's a cool party trick. Nosferatu, hey, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you saw it. Did you see Virgil? He's in jail. Good work. I give the credit to you. I know that's probably you who got him arrested. A handful of these looters are actually people who are taking their own things because they are evacuating, but yes, also definitely looters as well. I hope this is, you know, just stay away. I don't get why you want to go into somewhere where it looks like this. Look at this. Like, you want to go take from people who have lost everything. And I know there'll be someone out there that'll be like, but it'll just get covered with insurance. Why should it go to the tip? Why can't I make something out of it? I'm sure someone's going to try and make that argument. So, oh wait, why did it not switch things? Come on, StreamYard. Trying to make a point here. Work with me. Hold on, guys. All right, I don't know why it's not working today. It's playing up. There we go. Yeah, like that's, someone will make the case that, because they're rich, I should be allowed to do it. Nosferatu says, yeah, a handful of these people. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. I often like to talk into a can or act like I'm underwater. It's a fun activity. Okay, let's keep going. No, we're not going to do Ottawa. We've done that. Okay, let's check if there's an update. Is it still 5 dead? Actually, I want to talk to you about this, about the fires. Did anyone see this earlier today about the Weather Channel thing? I didn't see an update because I haven't fully been following it, but as you know, Ping loves the Weather Channel. Until today, someone said that there was a body that was seen on a Weather Channel live coverage. Now, I looked at it and I downloaded that video and I had a quick look. I see what people are getting at. I don't know if it's for real, but a couple of hours later, there was I don't know if it's the same property. That's what I'm not sure. But there was a thing that came out. If I can show you. Is it this one? Yes, yeah. A couple of hours later, this came out saying that they did find human remains in the rubble of a home. Here, I'll have to take down this person's comment. See, human remains believed to be found in rubble. And there was a screenshot going around earlier today of the Weather Channel with a body in the burnt down structure, and someone said they believed there was also a dog. Like the person was like trying to protect their dog and somehow succumbed to the fire. I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's crazy. Nosferatu said, I had to rewind stream because I was late to the stream and haven't skipped back yet. I'm excited to see your segment on Virgil. It's pretty quick because there's not a ton on it, but glad he's in custody now. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that thing about the Weather Channel. Okay. They did do an update. Weather Channel confirms it did not share footage of human remains after wildfire. Oh, thank God. It was sort of compelling for a minute. They say the Weather Channel has confirmed it did not share any footage of human remains in the aftermath of the LA wildfires after viewers claimed to have spotted a body. Don't you love that? What's that thing called where people want to see what they want to see? I can't remember what it's called, but often with like degraded images, your brain fills in the blanks and you see images like that, that your mind is sort of putting out there. They say the spokesman said these social media claims are inaccurate and completely false. We have 100% confirmed that the video shows debris from the aftermath of a house fire and nothing else. So they were saying that it was this or something, like these things here look like bones or whatever, and this, like, I think part of it looked like a skull, but yeah. They're saying the Weather Channel shared high-res images of the same debris from a different angle. There you go. What's that thing called? Yeah, pareidolia, right? Pareidolia. That's exactly what that is. That, trying to see something in the images that is not there. So they're saying that in these high res images, you can't see, the same thing. Makes a lot of sense. There's the high-res image that they shared from a different angle. And yeah, I don't see a body there. But they were showing this thing here, saying that there was a skull and a dog and all this other type of weird stuff. And once you see it, you can't see anything else. That's right. Dana says, last I heard, this is still 5 people. Let's check. Wildfire, LA. Like a time bomb. Death toll rises to 7. So right now they're saying it has risen by 2 from yesterday. So 2 additional people have been lost to the fires in LA. Not what we'd like to hear. And I can show you that source so you don't think I'm just making crap up. They say California wildfire updates. Death toll hits 7 as new Kenneth blaze threatens Calabasas. Arson suspect arrested. So, yeah, they're saying at least 7 people have been killed and countless others injured as fast-moving wildfires continue to tear across the outskirts of Los Angeles, leaving thousands of firefighters battling desperately to extinguish the blaze. So, there you go. 7 now. Not good. Not good, but could have been a lot worse too. Could have been a lot worse. Yes, that's sort of what I have a video. I can show it to you. Since apparently it's not, I can now play it for you. Let's see if I can upload it. Let's see if I can upload it. If we go here. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to try see if it's the right video. Hold on. All right, it is. Let me upload this for you. Takes a minute to process on StreamYard.
I just can't imagine what that fucking dead body. Guys, something else I want to point out the reality of life here right now. Presenters, take note down here. Look, tell me that's not a skull. That's a fucking skull.
You can see the leg bones coming down.
Yeah.
That is still an inferno in there.
Not even talking about it.
The concern is these little hot spots will reignite. And when
All right, so you can sort of see something looks like maybe a rib cage, maybe a leg, you know, maybe a skull. You know, people fill in the blanks. Yeah, that's right, Kenneth. Yeah, that's the new place, the new fire. Yeah, it looks like the rib bones. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. They're saying that other photo I showed you is the high def resolution version of the same area. So, yeah, here. Go back here. Apparently, this is the exact same location. Just, yeah, different angle. There you go. That's probably what looked like the, you know, the rib bones is this or this bit here. And it's just tile or I don't know what that is, ceramic or something. Some sort of housing feature on the house. Tiles or, you know, wiring, I don't know. But they're saying that they have confirmed that there is no body in that particular location. It's like seeing shapes in the clouds. Exactly, yeah, pareidolia. Deborah says, wow, it definitely does look like a skull. Yeah, it whipped social media into a frenzy for about 8 hours until they could figure out what was going on. And they're saying there is no body in that particular fire. But like I pointed out with the screenshot, in this one there is. In a different location, apparently, they did find human remains in the burnt out building of a home. So while it may not have been the one that everyone was looking at on the Weather Channel, a person was found, unfortunately, in the aftermath. It did for a minute, for a hot second. It did look like you could sort of make it out. It was sort of like, What got me though, and when I was looking at this the first time, I was like, I'm not sure about this, because when you look at the bridge of the nose on what was supposed to be the skull, it was very wide, and there's no humans that have that. When you have a skull, and even if the cartilage on your nose is gone, the bridge of the nose is quite narrow and flat. But the one on this so-called skull was like about that wide, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense for a human unless there's some sort of elephant/human hybrid, and it didn't make any biological type sense. Sienna says it just me doesn't look like a different area. They should have taken a pic of the same location. But I'll go with what Ping says. Ping says, I'm not there, so I don't know. I just can give you the what they're telling us. Gayla says, but also skulls have joints in the jaw. It's not just a bowling ball. Exactly. Yeah, there was a few things that didn't quite add up, but I sort of see how people could get there. I sort of see how people could make that jump with like not as much, insight. Wendy R says unusual. It is a bit weird, but hey, everything goes a bit crazy, in the aftermath of a fire. All right. Oh, who's messaging? Okay. All right. Hey, I want to thank Deborah. Deborah, thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. Hey, hold on. I'm really happy to have you back, and I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better, and I hope your diagnosis is trending in a positive direction now, not in a negative direction, and that you're feeling a lot better. But Deborah says, Happy New Year. Love your channel. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Because you sent in a donation before Monday, I will give you, we're doing double entries to the raffle for this month until Monday for all donations. So I'll put your name down for that. April says, I keep falling asleep a long day. Tomorrow's Friday, my friend. I hope you're not working on the weekend, and then you can have a sleep in on Saturday. I hope you can do that. Sienna says, maybe it's a home of a doctor and he had a skeleton like that in the doctor's offices, or maybe it's just a Halloween decoration. Could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Gayla says, but also skulls have joints at the jaw. It's not just a bowling ball. We'll look more into it. I will find that study for you tomorrow from UC Berkeley about fires that move uphill and how they do the testing in the lab for it. They actually use these. It's really interesting. They use, if you imagine cardboard where it's got like little slices in it and they're like little sticks like that, but there's like rows of them. They use this as a like a stand-in and a micro version of trees. And when they light it, they manipulate the environment around it to see how the fire moves. It's really large and it's got many, many rows, and they can tilt it and then flatten it. And they sort of look how the fire behaves under certain conditions. I will try find that video for you tomorrow to show you. And it demonstrates how fires move uphill because when you get some hills, the trees slant, and apparently that helps connect one tree to the other and then push the fire up. But I will show you that. I'll find that video for you. All right. Right, the torch effect of the trees. That's right. But there's more to it. I'll show it to you tomorrow. Kathleen says, so the palm trees are not a good thing. Not normally. Firefighters hate them. Firefighters hate palm trees because they light up so easily. they're often really, really dry. And once they get on fire, they're often really hard to put out because the fire gets right to the center of that that bit at the top, not the fronds, whatever that main bit is called. It's got holes in it, so the fire travels to the center really quickly, and it gets engulfed and it acts like a giant torch. So, Wendy R says my brother worked hit shot crew. He said the fire jumps the trees. Yeah, we'll show you more tomorrow. Gayla says they are big matchsticks. That is true. That is basically what they are. They are just giant fire lighters. They are not good. But hey, when was the last time you saw a bunch of them on fire? It's probably been like a while. So, oh, Muffin, I swear. Please stop putting your claws into my leg. You know, my leg is messed up. He keeps jumping and missing on my to jump on my lap. And then when he misses, he digs his claws in through my pants into my leg. And I have like all these cuts down from like my hip to my knee from where he keeps jumping and missing. Hey, the show's over. You don't need to be such a limelight hog, all right, Mr. Orange? Daddy's going to get up in a minute anyway. As soon as we end the show, Dad's going to get up. Naughty boy. That's right. Time for Muffin's nightly appearance where he pushes the microphone. Good work, buddy. Hey? Good work. Love pinches. My leg is messed up. Gayla says Muffin also jumps. Yes, he does do that. Yes, that hurts. All right. I love you all. Have a great Friday out there. We'll be back for Friday night together. We're going to do Friday night. What are we going to do? I don't know yet. But there will definitely be some true crime somewhere in the world for us to talk about, I'm sure. And I do need a leg cushion. That's what Mrs. Ping said. She's like, you need to put something on your lap so he stops clawing you. And I was like, he'll probably just grab the thing I put on my lap and fall. He might do that. Yeah, don't murder anyone. I didn't give you any advice on how to commit the crime or be smarter at it. Hey, I love you all. Have a great Friday out there. And if you're in LA, if you're near LA or have loved ones there, be safe. I hope these fires come to an end shortly and no one else has to lose a home, lose a loved one, lose a business, all those type of things. It really is tragic. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Bye. Bye. Oh, by the way, thanks to Kathy and for gifting a membership and Deborah for becoming a member and for her donation to the channel. I appreciate it. Bye. Bye-bye.